excited now, finally, to begin this event. So, Women in Mobility is an initiative of a different kind, and culminating in this fascinating evening that we've all come here for. And to tell us all about it, please join me in welcoming on stage Mr. Dipanshu Dev Sharma, founding editor of Mobility Outlook, for his welcome address.
Thank you, Sweta. That pumped us all up. Thanks for a lovely evening. Greetings, everyone. It's a delight to see so many of you assembled here today for this initiative, which is truly very unique, one of its kind. And I'm also very grateful that we have with us Mr. Vinod Aggarwal, President of the Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers, President of the Automobile Skills Development Council, and of course the MD and CEO of VE Commercial Vehicles. We also have with us our guest of honor, Mr. Sunjay Kapur. He is the President of the Automotive Component Manufacturers Association and the Chairman of Sona Comstar. Mr. Kapur, welcome. I'd also like to welcome Mr. Gaurav Gupta, Chief Commercial Officer, MG Motor India. MG Motor India, of course, is our principal partner in this initiative. Now, most of you in this room would know about Lao Tzu, right? The ancient Chinese philosopher, who was also credited to be the founder of the Taoism philosophy. And one of the things that of his many teachings, one of the things that he said resonates pretty well with all of us, which is about starting a journey. He had said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Now, with Mobility Outlook, we took our first step on the 7th of April, 2021. That was the day we launched this platform to the mobility sector. And the objective, the intent of Mobility Outlook has remained steadfast. Our objective is to offer thought leadership in this highly dynamic, fast evolving mobility sector. In 2 weeks from now, we're going to complete 2 years, and we've had this fantastic journey in the last 2 years, and with every step that we've taken, our resolve has got stronger. Our resolve to offer excellence has got stronger. Now, Mobility Outlook, ladies and gentlemen, is a mobility-focused initiative product of CarTrade Tech, in one of India's largest automobile platforms. Now, we are also the first and the only one to offer multi-dimensional, multimodal media. It's a multimodal media platform. And collectively, if you look at the CarTrade Tech organization, across our various platforms, Carwale, BikeWale, CarTrade, we get over 40 million unique visitors to our sites every month. So that's the kind of strength that we bring in as an organization. Now, the entire world, of course, celebrates International Women's Day on the 8th of March every year. But at Mobility Outlook, we wanted to commit more. We wanted to make a far more stronger, long-term sort of commitment to this cause. And Women in Mobility was thus born as an initiative where we run it as an annual platform, a regular initiative, wherein we connect with women leaders from the mobility ecosystem. Over the last 2 years, over 2 seasons, we have featured 48 such women leaders from the mobility ecosystem, and collectively, the total reach that we've been able to gain through this initiative is over 600 million. That's the kind of impact Women in Mobility, the initiative, has had in the last 2 years. And in this initiative, of course, we have brought stirring stories of women leaders from leading OEMs, global suppliers, as well as a lot of promising startups. And I'm truly honored and delighted that many of you here are able to join us today. Thank you so much and welcome. Some of you who attended this program last year would also probably recall that I had made a commitment to move beyond Women in Mobility. Now, that was Women in Mobility, as you understand, is about focusing on the stories, on the achievements of individual women leaders. But we were committed to do more, and hence, this year we have launched an initiative called Champions of Diversity. Now, Champions of Diversity is an initiative that looks at organizations. What are organizations doing as far as diversity, equity, and inclusion are concerned? Now, we all understand that DEI is an absolutely important sort of aspect which we need to focus on. And Champions of Diversity, in the first year we looked at suppliers. We've got a lot of very interesting entries, nominations that came in, and we are felicitating 5 such companies that have shown exceptional work in the area of DEI. And with you here, Mr. Aggarwal and Mr. Kapur, I would request your support in taking this initiative forward. If we can request ACMA and SIAM to support this in the years to come, I truly believe this can really go a long, long way. So I will not take much of your time. We of course started a little late. My apologies for that. But I do welcome each one of you and thank from the bottom of my heart for supporting this cause and for being here today. Thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sharma, for taking us through the fantastic journey of mobility outlook, women in mobility, and of course for throwing light on the newest initiative, which is the Champions of Diversity. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to request Mr. Vinod Sharma, CEO, Consumer Business CarTrade Tech, for his address.
Thank you so much for making it here. Despite heavy rain and tons of traffic, I'm told this is extraordinary day today here. This evening, so much of traffic because of the new flyover, etc. Thank you so much for coming here. Couple of years ago, 3 years ago exactly, when Dipanshu came with the idea of women in mobility, we reached out to MG India. Gaurav, Rajiv, we met and we spoke about the cause. MO, as we call it, Mobility Outlook, it was just started. Barely started like in infancy. But Gaurav and Rajiv, they approved right away. They just supported the cause without any discussion. But I remember vividly, Rajiv asked the question, why do we do this? He knew us very well, but he still wanted to make sure that we are not the organization which does it for the sake of doing it. And to me, answer for this question and many other questions that we deal with in let's say our regular lives culminate at our culture. It's almost like a cliche when I say this, but I can't help it. I keep talking about it and I can keep talking about forever. If you build an organization, and we believe in that, if you build an organization like a good human being, if you are a good human being and you build an organization which is good as a human being or as let's say thing, it does wonders to you. So let's say respect, ownership. We talk about equality. We talk about creating an opportunity for our employees, our partners, our business folks, let's say, our entire ecosystem in a way that we all help each other. We've been here for about 15 years as CarTrade as a group, and I can tell you that everything that we do every day, it goes back to the culture and it helps us so much. Now, again, I'll give an example which can potentially substantiate this. Many years ago, when we were probably in a very early stage of this organization, we had a sales head, and he came from a very illustrious organization, big guy. 70% of revenue that we had then was directly contributed by one man himself. He didn't really fit in for a simple reason, he was not a respectful person. One day he disrespected, in fact I wouldn't even call it disrespect, he abused somebody else in front of our lady accountant. That was the last day he was in the office. We let him go. We sat down together and figured out what do we do now? How do we build the organization? Because when you get people from outside, please don't take me wrong, of course people come from all scale of lives, you'll hire all kind of people all the time. But when people come with a lot of experience, they bring their own culture. We are not very sure what to do. We hired Anand Mohan, we hired Sunjay, who's in this room today, as executives, and he built them. Today they are heads of businesses, they are senior VPs and presidents. 80 or 100 people at the top that we have, they have average age of at least 6 years in the organization. I joined this company as software training in 2003. So 20 years, we are a new age organization, CarTrade, new age organization, software, technology. It's almost unheard of that people stay in an organization for 20 years like this. So to me, this was the answer to Gaurav and Rajiv. If you do things right for a period of time, it's a hard way, it's not the easy way. Easy way is to take shortcut, figure out stuff which can help you with some kind of cause at some point, but if you do things in the right way for a very long time, it does help. This organization example, one more which we will be able to connect, we are all business leaders. We are one of the organizations in the country which does not give a single rupees incentive to anybody, starting me to the person, let's say, in the team who's selling everything. Not a single rupee incentive.
Volvo Group, that how did you achieve these sort of numbers? So first, most important thing is it has to happen in a very systematic manner. Therefore, we have to be conscious that we have to keep more women in various positions, and they are of course totally gender agnostic. So there is no such thing that this position is only for men or this position is for women. So there is no such thing. There is no such thing that the woman can only be there in HR or IT or so they are very much there in the shop floors. And then of course they also had very relevant policies put in place. Like in India, most of the time the women face difficulties is at the time of maternity or after they get married. I think internationally they have very liberal rules as far as the maternity leaves are concerned. They have also got into the paternity leaves. So they have done all these things in a very organized manner. And whenever they have to recruit, I think the directions are very clear that there must be equal number of both genders in the consideration set. If there is one position, then if there are two positions or two persons being put for consideration for one position, then one must be woman and one should be man. So they are very clear that how they have to do. So therefore, what I am saying is that systematic thing is very important, and that's what I heard from Mr. Sharma also. I think you have done it. That started a few years back. You were at 20%, and then 31%, and then of course it started growing. And here also in India there are examples, like there are some organizations. They are already having very large proportion of women employees, even in the auto sector itself. And then, what is the reason? Why should there be gender diversity? I think very clearly women bring very clear skill sets which are different from men. First of all, they are, I think, they can handle the situation in a very good manner. They are very respectful, very polite, they are very focused. And when there is gender diversity, then I think the productivity goes up significantly. So there are so many advantages, like if the woman is there on the shop floor, then I think the culture on the shop floor gets much better and the productivity goes up. Therefore, there are significant advantages which are there if we have the gender diversity. And of course, there is more and more consciousness which is coming in across the organizations, and I'm sure more work is going to happen. As far as SIAM is concerned, I think we have a very clear task force that we have made, where we are we are going to map that first of all, as I mentioned, we still don't know that what percentage of women is there, are there in the automotive sector. So first of all, we must know it, what is the current situation in overall automotive sector. We may know company by company, each company may know, but then of course it is not being tracked in a formal manner. So first at SIAM level, I think we will track that, and then we will also make the skill set gaps, that what sort of skill sets are required, which we should impart. And once we have that, then we will work on that very clearly. For example, through automotive skills development corporation concept, we will be able to provide these skill sets, and we are already, in fact, in automotive skill development council, we are already working on various programs where we are providing specific skills, like for example in electric vehicles technology, or in various other shop floor technologies, welding or painting or various other areas where we are imparting a lot of, we are having a lot of programs in ASDC where we are working in building skills with the women and encouraging women to take on the various roles. And I'm sure if all of us work in a very focused manner, the things are going to improve slowly and steadily. And about women in various leadership roles. So that's from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, sir, for those very heartwarming words. And ladies and gentlemen, our second guest of honor believes that globalization is the new watchword and diversity is the new mantra. A strong proponent of diversity, equity and inclusion, please put your hands together for Mr. Sunjay Kapur, President, Automotive Components Manufacturers Association, ACMA, and Chairman, Sona Comstar. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. And I request Mr. Dipanshu Sharma to please welcome sir with our token of appreciation. And I think we can have a louder round of applause. Thank you.
Unless you're from Palestine, the people stole a kingdom. Thou shalt not kill, put down your gun.
So, the podium is all yours.
Thank you. Good evening. Dipanshu, thank you for putting this event together. Gaurav, thank you, and MG Motors for sponsoring an event like this. And I will start with, I won't read the MC's notes, as they're in front of me. I'm tempted to do that. But, you know, I will say that we're all afraid of our wives. So I hear you there. But I think Mr. Vinod Aggarwal covered it really well in terms of, you know, where the industry is and where it's going. And our industry is today, I would say, more disrupted than the finance or the fintech industry. And the opportunities are just immense in the way that we're transforming. I was in conversation with a very large electric two-wheeler manufacturer who categorically said to me that the industry is now broken up into two aspects. One is software and the other is energy management. And if you look at it from that perspective, I think the opportunities are just immense for everybody, not just you know, for one type of person, but just the kind of talent that we'll be able to recruit and the kind of talent we'll be able to bring into this industry is going to, you know, drastically transform. You know, from ACMA's perspective, at the executive committee level, we have 25% of representation by women. In fact, our vice president is a woman. She, of course, refused to come here because she said there should be no women events, there should just be events. And I think Sheryl Sandberg said that when she said in the future there will be no female, I don't know when to use the word female because today in corporate India, the corporate world female is not the right word, but there will be no women leaders, there will just be leaders. And I think that's really how it should be. You know, when you talked about the fact that women want to go on pregnancy leave, they talk about men wanting to go back home and look after their aging parents. So it's a mixed bag, and I think, you know, as we evolve and as businesses evolve and as societies evolve, we're going to see less and less of distinction between men and women. Gaurav and I went to school together. We went to an all-boys school. You know, hopefully very soon, for social reasons, that will become a co-ed school, because, you know, today that is the need of the hour. And you know, it's just so much phenomenal work going on across the world. And Mr. Aggarwal said it right. You know, in every organization you go to outside of India, the number of women is just increasing. It's not looked at as something special or spectacular because it's natural. You know, women are as good at what, if not better, at what they do than we do. You know, and again, like I said, with the kind of disruption in the industry, the opportunities are increasing. You know, MG Motor, and I want to thank Gaurav for this, is putting up a facility in Vadodara which is with lines just catered to women. And in our manufacturing facilities in Sona, a lot of the assembly facilities have women. Fine, you know, maybe you know, as time goes on, operations like forging, etc., will get automated. And then again, that brings up the opportunity for managing that operation, managing the automation, managing industry 4.0. Today, what they're talking about 5.0 of machine and human. So I think, it's great that we're honoring women, because I think women need to be honored. I think they need to be honored every day. I have 2 daughters and 2 sons, and my daughters are very clear on what they want to do, and nothing is going to stop them from doing, what may not have been considered, what women do traditionally, and we encourage that at home, and I think we respect that more than fear. I think it's a respect that we have for women. I was studying the science of happiness, and they talk about, and I just wanted to share this with you because, and I said this in the annual session of ACMA. When you're public speaking, 7% is what you say, 54% is how you say it, the rest is how you look. So at the end of the day, this should be one message that you go back with it. If you look at the science of happiness, it talks about 50% of happiness coming from genetics, okay, and 50% of all behavior coming from genetics. 25% of behavior and happiness comes from circumstances, and circumstances don't last forever. You have luck, and then you don't have luck. But the 25%, remainder 25% comes from habit. And habit can alter your circumstances as well as your genetics. So that really controls everything you do. And when you go further down, there are really 4 things that people look at when you look at, or I've studied when you look at happiness. It's faith, some kind of faith that you have and you practice it every day. It's family, closeness to family. In America, they say 1 out of 6 families has broken down because of dispute, because of pride. And I think the only reason family ever should break away is because of abuse and nothing else. There's friendship, and friendships are there's the deal friends and the real friends. And the real friends are your useless friends. And I'm not saying worthless, but they're useless. And then there's the deal friends, and then that constitutes friendship. And I think friendship, the relationships and friendships are actually more powerful than anything else. And then the last is work. And work is really about striving for excellence and service, and serving others. So I think when you look at that, it's really it's a fascinating way of the way the world works. And I want to leave you with that message. Again, congratulations to you, Mobility Outlook, and MG Motors, and for having this event and for having me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kapur, for that very powerful address. And I'm not going to forget what you said about happiness, and I'm sure many of us wouldn't. Can you have a big round of applause for Mr. Kapur, everyone? Thank you very, very much. All right, moving on to the next phase of our program this evening. Now, ever since the Women in Mobility Initiative went live, Mobility Outlook has featured video interviews of women leaders in the mobility ecosystem, talking about their leadership journey, lessons they've learned, and stories they have had to share with young women looking at making a career in the mobility industry. In all, we have featured 48 women leaders from the mobility sector, both in India and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, that is truly, truly incredible. Stories of these trailblazing women leaders have been captured in a Women in Mobility coffee table book, which we all are about to inaugurate together. And to do the honors, I would like to invite back on stage our guests of honor. First up, ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to please join me in welcoming Mr. Vinod Aggarwal. So I request you please join us back. And I also request Mr. Kapur to please join us on stage. Can we request both the gentlemen to please join us? And I also request Mr. Gaurav Gupta, Chief Commercial Officer, MG Motor India, to please join us on stage. Mr. Bandarilal Sharma, CEO, Consumer Business CarTrade Tech, to join us. And Mr. Divanshu Sharma. Big round of applause. We're all about to inaugurate, to unveil these very, very special stories together, ladies and gentlemen. So can we have, actually we should have some women on stage, right? That's a great idea. Yeah, so maybe I can request some of the women to come forward and join us. Yeah, should we do that? because it's profitable for them. So can I request the women leaders, can you please join us? Can we have some women on stage? Let's show the way. All the women in the house, please join us on stage. I think that will be really the launch, the inauguration that we will do over here. All the women in the house, please, can we request you please join us? Yes, please don't be behind. Please join us. Well, I still see a lot of women seated, so I'm just going to request you to please rise and please join us on stage. We're not doing this without you guys. Yeah, so basically that's the plan. We're just going to overpower. It's so nice to see a room that is full of women, and I can just the energy is so amazing. I'm going to request the gentleman to just come a little forward. Yeah, so everybody who's in the back, just request you just come a little forward so that we can just make some more space. Everyone on the sides as well. And there are some women who have just taken on the role of being a photographer here. Let me ensure that the pictures are sent to you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give all these incredible women a feature in this coffee room. A big, big, big round of applause. Come on. And here we have the Women in Mobility book featuring 48 incredible stories. Yeah, that's a great idea, Ms. Gupta. So all the women in the back, you request to please come forward. I'll just well, it's so nice to see the smiling faces. Bring on that smiles, come on ladies. And for all you guys out there who are applauding, thank you very, very much. Please, we didn't make it up next time. Yeah? Thank you. How about we make some noise for ourselves? Yes? Woohoo! Thank you very, very much, ladies. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You know, every initiative needs encouragement, and Women in Mobility found a willing partner in MG Motor India, a company with a business philosophy that has a well-defined social dimension with its focus on 4 key pillars of people and communities, innovation, experiences, and diversity. The car maker is building a solid base for its future operations with gender equity and community development, along with its innovative marketing programs. And we are so honored to have with us Mr. Gaurav Gupta, Chief Commercial Officer, MG Motor India, here with us. So I request you please join us on stage. And I'm also going to request Mr. Banwari Lal Sharma to please join us and welcome, sir.
Can I have Luna to join me? Luna is our head of communication. So we'll be 50-50 on the stage.
So that's lovely. Thank you very much for inviting us. And can we have a bigger round of applause for ma'am? Yes. So thank you very much for joining us. And please accept this on our behalf. hear from you. So please, however you're comfortable. Okay, great.
So let me first begin by apologizing. I think part of the delay for this evening was some of us coming from Gurgaon, and we didn't realize the kind of blockage. So my most sincere apologies to everybody. And as a result of that, we'll keep this very, very short. Like Sunjay, Mr. Aggarwal, and the entire team, Bangshu, as well as Mr. Gurwari mentioned, I think this cause is very close to us at MG. And we've got just a few elements to show you, just to share with you how it is our daily life for all of us at MG. So we've got a few charts, but I want to just invite Runa as well to join me. Runa is our head of communication, and I can say that a lot of the work we do and a lot of our working philosophy is with inputs from members like Runa and our team. Runa, can you join me, please? This is all unplanned, so we'll go by the flow, but we'll make sure we'll keep it very, very sharp and very, very crisp. So she'll have some points to share with you, and we'll catch up with some of the presentation. So this is about our company. We are a 100-year-old brand this year, and we will be celebrating this in the second half of this year. The brand was, of course, born in Hamilton in Oxford in UK, and is now about 3.5 years old in India. Next shot. So I must say that one number that we all signed up for, in fact, Rajiv, our CEO as well signed up for in the beginning itself, was a diversity quotient of 50% right from the first day itself. And we set up a target year on year. And this calendar year, we will be targeting to hit 50%. As of now, we are about 37% across the company.
So I just, hello, can you hear me? Yeah. So, see, I didn't know I had to be on stage. So please excuse me if I say something wrong. This is just ad hoc. So, but I wanted to make some changes here in the event flow, have more women speakers here, so let me be the change. So I just want to share that we are born different, right? Men are born different, women are born different. But the question that we should be asking ourselves is, should we be treated different? And that's where MG comes into picture. So when I talk about women in my plan, believe me, the kind of jobs that they do, right from holding a gun, which is some 12, 13 kgs, and doing welding, to the work that they do in the paint shop, is mind-blowing. And that's where we've made a difference. When we started our journey in India, nobody could believe that, women in manufacturing, they said, are you out of your mind? Women in manufacturing, that's not possible. Then we told them, let's make it possible. We did our ground level work, we went to nearby villages, we got women, we got their entire family. We showed them the place, we made hostels for them, and everything, and then our journey started. Now, the question was, okay, you have women, so you should also have washrooms, right? So we told our team, let's make some washrooms for women. You know what? There were, I think, some 5 men washroom. They made 1 women washroom. And the question that we asked was, why? They said, itna hi to hoga na, itna hoga, itni aurtein hoengi, ek hi hoega. We said, why? We're talking about 50-50. So if you have 5 men washroom, please make 5 women washroom. So we went into that kind of detailing, and that's how this is where we have arrived, and I think a long way to go. So Gaurav, over to you.
So you'll see our lines, they're all women part, but the fact is why 50? And Mr. Aggarwal also mentioned about, we all come with different skills. For us, it was a very simple answer. Nature is 50-50. So if nature is 50-50, corporate life has to be 50-50 as well. And we've seen different parts of Asia where the ratio is, of course, much higher than in India. So we wanted to make a start. But I'll quickly go through some of the slides over here just to show you, where we are. So we keep moving on.
Yeah, so this is something which I want to just mention to you. These are the initiatives we've got for our operations in India. You will see on the screen words on the right side which talks about Prerna, Genesis, Driver Back, Change Makers, Women, Mentorship, and Sarthi. You know, these are programs which have been instituted to really drive the culture and fabric of the company towards diversity as one of the key brand pillars. So what started with, for example, if we take Driver Back, right? Driver Back is, you talked about, Mr. Aggarwal, that, you know, women folk sometimes have to give up their jobs because of either maternity or husband's transfer or whatever it is. So we started this program, and this is the fourth season we'll have this year, wherein women who've lost their jobs, we invite them back to work at MG. We give them a 1-year contract. Post 1 year, either they can work with MG or use the experience to go elsewhere. And sometimes they may choose not to work thereafter as well, but gives them a platform. So we continue this initiative.
So Gaurav, 1 second. Here I would like to add. I'm sure we are all senior people and you must have taken so many interviews. Now please look back and ask yourself the kind of questions that you ask women. We are being asked questions like, are you single? Are you married? Do you live in a joint family or a nuclear family? Okay, so what's about family planning? You have 1 kid? Oh, when are you planning the second kid? Can you believe these questions? And trust me, women also ask these questions. So it's not about men asking women these questions. That's how Driver Back came into existence. It's a beautiful initiative wherein we ask women who've had career breaks to come and join us with honor and pride. And it will be really nice if we have people, if we have ACMA, if we have SIAM, etc., who join us and take this initiative forward.
Excellent. We've also got change makers. We've identified women leaders across the country, whether it's Northeast or whether it is, interiors of Gujarat or even north in the north and south, where they've made a lot of difference to the community living. We've had doctors, we've had people who have sacrificed their city life to work in these villages, and that's why we've got women change makers at season 4 that continues again. So one thing you will see, and we will be again back here next year also with Mobility Outlook, it's all about a continuity of our philosophy. It's not a one-time association, because that's a cause we really want to stand for as a brand and also as a philosophy. All of this we'll see, Sarthi is many people say women can't drive better, right? And we've got an initiative to say we want to help more and more women behind the wheels of the cars. So that is an initiative across the country. Then we've also partnered with ASDC, Mr. Aggarwal, to really look at helping new age technology. This is very important. Automotive as an industry has always had a stance of men because of historical legacy, diesel, petrol cars. But coming with electric now in the future, it's all a level playing field. It's a much cleaner way of operations, and we believe that it's going to be a much, much better interface of both men and women in the workplace. So our initiative now is to get women into our service operations in the field. And you'll be surprised, we talked about the plant, but in our sales service marketing organization, in the service business, we've got women going to dealerships, into the workshops, and questioning the people, guiding the age-old technicians on how to fix the cars. And I can tell you, when a woman walks into the workshop with no bias, the first thing men will say, "Isko kya pata gaadi ke baare mein?" She will come and tell us about the cars. So that is the kind of resistance we have subconsciously. Our service trainer is also a woman. So the point is that they learn. So it's about a you could say kind of a mindset to drive. And I think sometimes it's easier when you tell your workforce to increase. So we talk about Sunjay 25%, 22%. So we tell our people you can get the head count, but get a woman candidate. And then they'll come back to you saying, "Nahi sir, quality to nahi milega market mein." So we say change the headhunter then, because there is no way you can accept getting the quality down just to accept a faster recruitment. So it comes from, I would say, as a drive overall. Next one. Yeah, this is the hostel we're talking about. So to help women in our factory, we've got women hostels. This is in Gujarat, in a place called Aggarwal, which is about an hour's drive from Baroda. It really keeps them safe and keeps everyone united in our operations. There's more initiatives in this coming along. Next, we'll keep this fast.
the opportunity of being on the stage of MG at the last two Auto Expos, and as yes, I was there at the Auto Expo. And as a woman presenter, I couldn't have been more proud of being associated with a brand like MG. So thank you very much for having me here. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the next phase of this evening, we would like to honor and felicitate our featured women leaders. We want to celebrate them and we want to acknowledge them for all the magic that they have created. So are you all ready for this part of the evening? Yes? Are we all set to celebrate these leaders that we have amongst us? Yes? Fantastic, then let's begin. Okay, so to felicitate our champions, to do the honors, I'm going to now request our guest of honors to please join us on stage. May I first request Mr. Sunjay Kapur, President ACMA. Sir, I request you please join us. Let's continue the applauses. We have just begun for this part of the evening. And I also request Mr. Ramashankar Pandey, CEO, Tata Green Batteries, to please join us. Yes, sir. Seems like a pleasant surprise for you. Okay, so we are all set to begin, and the first champion that we would like to honor this evening is Miss Aishwarya Desai. Can you have a big round of applause for her? Indian motorcycle racer, Petronas TVS Racing. Thank you very, very much for joining us, Aishwarya. So you know what she says, if you set your mind on something, do not let naysayers drag you down. And I think as women, we completely relate to it. And in fact, I want to take this opportunity to ask you something. Is this working? Check. Yeah? So, as a women racer, you know, what's that one thing that gives you the most adrenaline rush?
Being on the motorcycle or representing my country or winning the championships keeps me away from the shackles that the society has put onto women as to how we should be or what are the things that we could achieve or do. And I think we do know many male racers in our country, but I'm India's only world champion in two-wheeler motorsport.
Oh, wow! Got to say it all. Thank you very, very much, Aishwarya. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear it for Aishwarya? Thank you so very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am now all set to welcome our next champion, who is Miss Esther Maria Reuter, CHRO, Fredensburg SE, and member of Management Board, Fredensburg and CO. We don't have her with us today. She couldn't attend today's event, but we do have Miss Nidhi Khanna, Assistant General Manager, Marketing, Cortico FST, Fredensburg Group, who will collect the memento on her behalf. Thank you very much, Ms. Khanna, for coming down and being a part of today's event. Mobility that you absolutely love. You know, one thing about your industry.
It keeps us moving, me, you, everyone. So it's like on your toes every time you move around and make people move.
I think you just said it perfectly. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to request Miss Haridevi Vazirani, Head Strategy and Regional Development, Schaeffler Asia Pacific, to please join us on stage. Can we have a big round of applause? We have Mr. Rajiv Gupta, DGM Sales Automotive Business Schaeffler, who will collect the memento on behalf of Ms. Vazirani, who unfortunately couldn't make it to today's event. Thank you very much for collecting the award on our behalf. Okay, so we're going to ask you also a question. So who's the most inspiring woman that you have met in your life?
Most inspiring woman, I'll say my mother. Yeah, because the way she brought us, the family, make that respect for women was actually, she only nourished that feelings in us, you know. And that's where I respect every woman in my life, whoever I meet. My wife, I would say that she is also a great inspiring woman in my life, for sure. Because the way
like you who are supporting us. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next champion is Miss Latha Chandrakalam, Head of Technical Center India, Continental Automobile India. And I want you all to give her a big round of applause. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Ma'am, if I have to ask you, for the women who are probably starting out their career right now, what is that one piece of advice that you'd like to give to them?
I think there are many pieces of advice. Yeah, but I would say that three things matter a lot. One is the competency, the confidence, and the communication. Focus on that.
Wow, fantastic. I'm also going to remember that. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. For the next set of felicitations, I would like to invite on stage our guest of honor, Mr. Vinod Aggarwal, along with Dr. Arun Jaura, Chief Technology Officer, Hero Motor Corp. Can we hear it from all the gentlemen? All right. And our next champion is Miss Lavanya Gaonkar, Vice President of Global Communication, Nissan Motor Corporation. And we have Mr. Narayan Kannan, Director of Communications from Nissan Motor India, who will collect the memento on her behalf. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Kannan. Mr. Kannan, we are now going to let you also go just like this. I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Your favorite women celebrity could be from the world of film, sports.
Actually, it's not a celebrity. It's Angela Merkel, former Chancellor of Germany.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But she is a celebrity. So
Yeah, I adore her more than anybody else.
fantastic. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have our next champion that I'm just going to announce. And she is Miss Lisa Park, Region Head of Transformation and Customer Outcomes, West Central Asia, AP Model Mark. And we have Miss Priya Menon, Global Program Director, AP Model Mark, who will collect the memento on behalf of Miss Park. Miss Priya, I have to ask you this. What's the best advice that you have received, being in this profession?
I wouldn't know the best advice as such because it's very difficult to remember off my head right now. But what I can say is be yourself. If you don't find a seat at the table, build a table, as Lili Singh said. So just remember to
That leaves me speechless. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I now request you to please welcome our next champion. And she is Miss Madhavi Deshmukh, Head Parts Business, Ashok Leyland. And we have Miss Survi Sarkar, Manager Aftermarket Parts, Ashok Leyland, who will be collecting the award on her behalf. Your life?
An idea, I don't have an idea in particular, but yes, when I was pursuing my BTech and I was thinking of whether I would be able to adjust myself in the automotive field, because whenever I was going to college, everybody was like, why mechanical, you should do something like computer science, electrical. The idea was that, okay, I just proved to myself that I what I have wanted to do.
Now this is completely off the radar, but if you had an hour of extra time, in a day, how would you utilize it?
I read and watch a movie and I love to dance.
Oh wow, so you have enough to occupy if you get an hour extra, right?
You don't even get that much, so I have a couple of hobbies. I'd like to indulge in all of them.
Oh wow, can we give her a big round of applause, everyone? I know we're all struggling for time these days. And up next, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
My mother was a very powerful woman, and while I was losing in her last days, she told me, don't live an ordinary life, be extraordinary. And that's what I'm teaching my daughter, empowering another little woman growing up, becoming Manvi another day.
And it's your extraordinary efforts that bring you here today. Thank you very, very much, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to first thank the gentleman for doing the honors. Thank you very, very much. And for this set of felicitations, I am delighted to welcome on stage Mr. Vinod Chinoy, Chairman of Bharat Web3 Association. Can we give him a big round of applause for Mr. Chinoy? And he is, of course, the former Secretary General, FICCI, and ex-MD and CEO, National Skill Development Corporation, along with Mr. Ivy Rao, Distinguished Fellow, the Energy and Resources Institute. Terry, can we have both of them on stage, please? Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Mr. Chinoy is not here with us, so I am just going to request Mr. Gaurav Gupta if you can join us, sir. Apologies for that, but thank you. So, I am first going to request you all to join me in welcoming our champion, Miss Maria Anhal, CEO, Electrolyte Automotive GmbH. And we have Miss Archana OS, Head of HR Electrobit India, who will collect the memento on her behalf. Let's hear it from Miss Archana. That you get casted in, who would be opposite you? Yeah, a little off the radar, guys, sorry. Sorry. I will. So if suppose, you were to star in a movie and you had to decide who, is going to be opposite you, who would you choose? Which actor? Could be anywhere in the world, like from anywhere in the world.
Maybe Shah Rukh Khan?
Yeah, I was kind of, expecting that answer. All of us love Shah Rukh Khan. Thank you very much for saying that. Okay. Just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I now request Miss Neelu Khatri, co-founder and head operations Akasa Air, to please join us. Do we have Miss Khatri here with us? Okay, she's not here, so we'll have the award delivered to her. May I request to please welcome Ms. Nehal Gupta, Director, AMU Leasing. Let's hear it for Ms. Gupta. Your calling?
Anything that makes me money. I don't care about this.
We love the clarity. Great. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Well, that is the case. Now I request you to please join me in welcoming Dr. Prabhjot stayed on you, what would the title be?
Living by innovations.
Living by innovations. We love that. Lovely. Thank you very, very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next champion is Miss Rashi Aggarwal, CDO and co-founder Zip Electric, and I want you all to give her a big round of applause. Do you have Miss Rashi Aggarwal here with us? All right. We move on, and for this set of awards, I'm going to request Mr. Gupta to stay back, and thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. And I would request Mr. Nikunj Sankhi, former president ASDC and former president Federation of Automobile Dealers Association, to please join us. And we are now all set to welcome our next set of champions, beginning with Miss Sarika Bhatia, Director, Servotech Power Systems. Let's give it up for her. There she is. You know, the best part is I can only see the women clapping right now. I mean, it's just to give you guys a little thing. Yeah, thank you. Keep the applause coming in. Not a very serious question, but you know, how have you handled criticism in life? Because you know, we all go through these phases.
Lot of time we faces criticism from my family itself. So I try to prove them wrong. Whenever they told that you are not able to do this, then definitely I will.
And tonight you're taking this award to your family, so that just says it all.
Yeah.
Can we give her a big round of applause?
We have a family. Some you can understand.
Yeah. You should throw a party for them. I love doing that. Thank you very, very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next awardee to please join us on stage. She's not here with us, so someone will collect the award on her behalf. The champion is Ms. Viveka Bhandari, CEO, Padmani VNA Mechatronics, and Mr. Satya Bhargava will take the award on her behalf. He's a CHRO of Padmani VNA. Welcome, sir. Did women give you a lot of competition? Like, were they the tough competitors?
Women always give you competition. And when I was in school, I came from a boys' school, and we always used to look on the other side of the road for some women.
So basically, the idea was not competition but inspiration, but we get the message, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, I now request you all to please join me in welcoming Miss Yoga Ramachandrakar, Region Compensation and Benefits Director, Value. Let's give her a huge round of applause. Welcome, ma'am. This year, so I'm going to request you all to please help me in welcoming Miss Anupama Raman, Global Head Software and Systems Academy, Continental Automotive Group, ask you to choose one age that you could be forever, which age would that be?
35.
35! How sweet! Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very, very much. Please take your seat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the winners, the awardees for this year. Can we have a big round of applause for all these partakers? Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you very, very much. And I am now, going to announce some of the winners who couldn't be here with us today. But in case we have any representative, please raise your hand and please walk up to the stage to collect the award. The winners, of course, the awardees are Dr. Bindu Sandha Philip, Senior Director Technology, Autonomous Driving Functions, Robert Bosch Engineering and Business Solutions India. I think we can clap for them. I'm sure the energy will definitely reach them. Ms. Charu Jati, GM Customer Experience, Tata Motors. Ms. Geeta Bhaskaran, Director, Suba Plastics. Ms. Harsh Beena Zaveri, Vice Chairman and MD, NRD Bearings. Ms. Manya Grimmer, Head of Segment, AGS, Business Area Autonomous Mobility, Continental AG. Ms. Shweta Jahagirkar, Head of Embedded Diagnostics, POL and Telematics, Tata Motors. Ms. Vani Ricky Mehra, Vice President, Sales and Mobility, Euler Motors. Big round of applause for everybody, and we make sure that your award definitely reaches you. The next phase of our program is our newest initiative, one of its kind, and as Mr. Sharma explained in his welcome address, Champions of Diversity endeavors to honor organizations that are most supportive of diversity, equity, and inclusion in their workplaces. To do the honors, may I call on stage Mr. Banwari Lal Sharma, CEO, Consumer Business CarTrade Tech, and Mr. Dipanshu Sharma, Editor, Mobility Outlook. So should we continue? Yes? Yes, please.
Mr. Dilip Chinoy, Mr. Chinoy has just arrived. I would like to invite you over on stage. Mr. Chinoy, please join us. An round of applause for Mr. Chinoy, please.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to honor the champions of diversity. We would like to invite on stage Ms. Viveka Bhandari. She's not here with us. I'll request the gentleman who will receive the award on her behalf to please come forward and collect the citation. So do we have Mr. Satya here? Yes. Can we keep the music going, guys? Thank you. And your applause will be lovely. Thank you very much. I now request Ms. Latha Chemrakalam, Head of Technical Center India, Continental Automotive India, to come up and collect her citation. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next champion of diversity is Dana TM4 India. We would like to invite on stage Mr. Sakit Sapra, Managing Director, Dana India, and Dana TM4 India. Many, many congratulations, sir. Thank you so much. Our next champion is Value India, and we would like to invite on stage Ms. Yoga Ramachandrakan, Region Compensation and Benefits Director, Value, to come up on stage and collect the award. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be down the last two awards. I think we definitely amp up the energy. That's how we go. us for his felicitation. Welcome, sir. This is the last award of the evening. A round of applause for him and for all the winners. Thank you very much, sir. Please take your seat. You want to say something? Yes, I'm so sorry. I think I forgot to ask you a question, right? Sir, you tell me which question do you want me to ask you? Sir, you're the final candidate here. So, any questions, sir? So, who's your most favorite actress? I can't think of anything else. I'm sorry. How sweet.
Before I say anything more, I want to say something on my chairman and managing director, Mr. Farooq Cooper. See, Cooper Corporation is a company that has started in a small pencil town, Satara. Maybe most of the people would not have heard also. In that small town, he has provided employment for 3,000 plus people there. And to my surprise, before 12 years itself, we have a complete dedicated engine line which is completely assembled by women.
Oh, wow.
And this has happened 12 years before. And I'm proud to represent a company which is 100 years old. And I take care of the business here from north and eastern part of India. So I'm proud of Cooper Corporation. I'm proud of my chairman and managing director. Thank you.
And we are proud of your organization. Thank you so much for getting a part of that. Thank you, sir. Allow me to welcome on stage Ms. Anisha Menon, Executive Director and Group CFO, CarTrade Tech, to propose the vote of thanks. Can we have Ms. Menon on stage, please? Can we first take the mic away from her because she has all deadly questions. I don't want to bite. I was hoping I was not going to be called on stage by you. And your questions were ranging from the heroes to best friends. And I kept realizing, okay, these questions I met answers. No. I feel innovation should be a part of every industry. Am I right? Thank you. And thank you for doing the lovely course. Thank you. Honestly, I prepared a note, but I don't feel like going by the note, but I'm going to try because people have given me glares to stick to the timeline. But I'm just overwhelmed to see everybody here, to see all the guests, but I'm going to stick to the run. We are Divanshu again. So on behalf of CarTrade, I would love to extend my sincere gratitude to everybody who's out here, from leaders to guests to dignitaries. I think you've made this event extremely good and successful. Before I forget, the guest of honor for us, Mr. Vinod Aggarwal and Sunjay Kapur. I'm not sure if he's here because the next time we're going to have an event for your VP, I made a note, which is not women in mobility, but something to do with mobility, and I'm sure she'll be a part of it. I would like to have a sincere gratitude to what we call our title partner. I don't think MG is a title partner for us. They're true partners. I think from the day we started this initiative, they've been a partner. And I love what Gaurav did. Even on stage, he had a 50-50. He didn't have any space in mobility out here without his partner out here sharing the stage with you. So I think in everything that MG does, they do it with sincere. I think the whole idea of women mobility, I think, has come with partnership with them. So thank you so much. Sincere gratitude to Mr. Rajiv Chhawa. He's not there today. But he's also been an integral part of this initiative, so thank you to him. I would love to congratulate all the 24 women leaders. I was looking forward to this event. I self-invited myself, saying that I would love to not see the book or the website, but really meet these people in person. I've made a great friend out there, and I hope by the end of dinner, I get to meet all the 24 people in person and learn from them. Congratulations to everybody who's on the Champions of Diversity, which is a new initiative on mobility out here. I think maybe next year we'll have more people out there, more companies out there, and it's a tough fight. I think people should want to be a winner in that segment for sure. We extend our gratitude to all the senior dignitaries who've been a part of this event. A special thanks to Berry Journey.
They are the ones who organized this event for us, a seamless execution. Thank you to Holiday Inn for being such a wonderful host. And a lovely audience. I'm sure your hands are aching with a host like this who keeps making you clap in all different formats. But thank you for being a lovely audience. And I think a sincere thanks for everyone who's made this a success. And I'm sure we'll come back every year with the same amount of energy and probably more number of inspiring leaders and their stories for you. Thank you very much.